welcome to the annual Pregnancy Center fundraising dinner. This year we have to do it in a different way, and so I thank you for coming and watching this video and finding ways to support this important work that we do in the Pregnancy Center. My name is Father Kuzma, and I have the privilege of sitting on the board of directors for the Pregnancy Center for 2 years now. And once again, thank you for asking me to MC. When I was approached this year to MC once again, I said, people must be tired of me, always seeing the same face and hearing the same voice, MCing for the 3rd year in a row. Well, anyway, here I am again, and I hope you don't mind listening to me once again. I want to thank all of you for choosing to join us and for your ongoing support for the important work of the Pregnancy Center. How we treat the most vulnerable says so much about who we are. And so I can't think of a more vulnerable group of people than the children who are about to be born. And our great love for children really shows itself in the work of the Pregnancy Center. Children and environments in which children grow up, parents and families who sometimes need the help that we are happy to provide. When we think of children, I think of a story that's maybe set in the scene of Christmas season, but Christmas will be upon us pretty soon. A priest one evening was feeling particularly inspired by the Christmas story. And so he went outside and decided to go for a walk, and he noticed a small boy who was running up to the house across the street and was trying to reach the doorbell in order to ring it. The boy was very short, and so the priest said, well, I'll go and help him. And so the priest came and lifted the boy up and allowed him to ring the doorbell, and then put him down and said to the young boy, and now what? And the young boy said, now we run. It's wonderful for us to know that the innocence of these young children can sometimes enlighten our day and sometimes make us really do what otherwise we wouldn't do. Many people give lots of their time and energy and make sacrifices for the sake of our new generation, our young people. And so that's why we are here as well, in a very unique way. The most sacred things in life, I believe, have to do with life and death. Life, the beginning of life, and the end of life. Those are moments when we particularly come together and we try to be of support to people who are going through these very sacred moments. The birth of a child, the beginning of life, and the death of a loved one at the end of someone's life. And so we have the privilege of participating in an incredibly important work. And I hope that you will spend some time with us today and find ways that you can support this important work of the Pregnancy Center here in our local area of Owen Sound. Enjoy.
Good morning. My name is Angie Rankin, and I'm one of the board members of the Graham Bruce Pregnancy Center. I've been with the center for about 5 years, going on 6 years. And what empowered me to work at the center was mainly the staff and the clients that we serve, and how the relationship that the staff have built with the clients by offering themselves and meeting them where they are. And I think the greatest things that they offer is the compassion that they have to the staff, for the clients that come to meet us. As you probably know, you may or you may not know, but we are kind of small, but we mainly operate, we are not government funded, and we operated mainly by the churches, the donations we receive by all the churches, by private donations, and by our 2 main fundraisers that we have, and one being the dinner and the other one being the baby bottle. So we count a lot in your generosity. If it wasn't for the staff, and I don't think we would exist. If it wasn't for the donations, we wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for our volunteers, we wouldn't be here. So we are blessed to have the type of people working at the center. We are blessed to serve the people that we do. And we are blessed to have the volunteers that we do. Thank you to the volunteers, to the staff, and to the donors and to the churches. God bless you all.
I have been on the board of the Centre for a number of years now. My introduction to the Centre and to the board came after I was speaking at a church barbecue when one of the board members at that time ambushed me afterwards, and before long I was coming along to sit in on some board meetings, and I was hooked. The work being done at the Centre is so crucial in the lives of people, particularly young people today, with the isolation and the loneliness that so many people feel, particularly at crisis times in their lives. The help and the mentoring that is given at the Centre is extremely important. And I am grateful to be able to be a part of that work. I'm also grateful to you for helping us to be able to do that work. Your support is so important to us.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Delaman and I'm the treasurer on the board of directors. It has been an honor to work here with the volunteers and staff at the Grey Bruce Pregnancy Center. I love the heart that everyone has for serving God and for helping people in unwanted pregnancy situations. It is amazing just to see and feel the love that is in this place. We thank you for the support you have given us over the last years, and we look forward to seeing what God has in store here at the Grey Bruce Pregnancy Center in the year to come.
Hi, my name is Kelly Kellendonk. I have been involved with the Pregnancy Center for almost 3 years now on the board of directors. I initially got involved with the Pregnancy Center when I saw a note in my church's bulletin. Just thinking about having my first baby 5 years ago, I don't know how I would have done it without my support system. So when I thought about other women not having the same support that I had, the thought is just overwhelming. There's so many new experiences that come along with having a baby, and when you don't have that support, it's not always easy. So time and time again, I've been blessed by volunteering here. So if you are feeling like a nudge to take that step of faith, get involved in any way you can. You won't regret it. I am now the treasurer, so I deal with things like payroll, financial statements, budget, and whatnot. When this pandemic hit in March, I was a little concerned about the budget this year, but with your help and support, our fundraising efforts have been quite successful. We are very close to being in a stable financial position. With your partnership, we can get there by year end, so donate today.
Do you know anyone who's faced an unplanned pregnancy? Did you know in Canada that 1 in 4 pregnancies result in abortion? Hi, if we've never met before, my name is Leanne Hoekstra and I'm the director here at the Grey Bruce Pregnancy Center in downtown Owen Sound. I started volunteering here in 2014 and last year I took on the role as the acting director. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, things look a lot different. If you've attended our dinners in the past, you kind of know how the night unfolds. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We're so glad that you're here as we flip to this virtual format. If you're watching live, then say hi in the comments. Let us know what you're having for dinner, and please consider sharing this on your Facebook page. I hope you're excited for what we have prepared for you tonight. Our goal is to answer questions that you might have about the Grey Bruce Pregnancy Center, tell you about the services that we offer, who we help, and where your donation dollars go. At any time, you can call and request a copy of our operating budget or a current financial statement. Our vision here is to empower and inspire men and women to make positive and healthy lifestyle choices when facing an unplanned pregnancy. And our mission is to provide honest, Christ-centered support and mentoring one-on-one and in groups. We provide information on healthy lifestyles, healthy relationships, and we do this through unconditional love. We are a ministry of hope, healing, and new beginnings. The Grey Bruce Pregnancy Center was formerly called the Crises Pregnancy Center. Their doors opened in 1988, 22 years ago. In 2000, they received their charitable status. We are funded solely through private and corporate donations, primarily through the 2 fundraisers that we hold each year, the Spring Baby Bottle Campaign and the Fall Dinner Banquet. We are governed by a board of directors that meet monthly, and all the board members are actively involved in the Pregnancy Center. We currently have 3 part-time staff and 8 volunteers. Some of the services we offer are free pregnancy tests, accurate information on adoption, abortion, and parenting. We do not refer for abortions here. We have lactation and parenting classes. We give layettes to newborn babies. We have post-abortion and post-adoption support, regular mentoring, and goal setting. Our clients can stay with us until their children go to schools and reach kindergarten. We have lots of supplies and resources to help them. All of our services are free and confidential. You might not know, but we're affiliated with Pregnancy Care Canada, and across Canada there are 75 pregnancy centers. All centers work together to provide practical support, accurate information on pregnancy care, abortion procedures, and alternatives to abortion. We believe that every life has value. That means we believe in the value of every man, woman, and child. We believe that every woman is capable of making her own well-informed pregnancy decision, and we want to help and empower her to do so. We believe information, compassion, and practical support help remove obstacles that prevent a woman from carrying to term. We also believe no matter what the pregnancy decision, the lifestyle, or faith background, that every person is worthy of love. We are faith-based, we love God, and we love people. It's as simple as that. Many of our clients deal with adversity in their lives. Not only are they dealing with an unplanned or unexpected pregnancy, but they suffer from addiction, mental health problems, family breakdowns, and much more. Did you know that women consider having an abortion because they are alone, they have no support, and worry, how will I afford a baby? With your help, we are able to bridge that gap and provide support to these families until their children are in school. Please pray for these clients and their families. Pray for the center, our staff, and our volunteers. If you're interested in volunteering and you have 3 to 4 hours a week to spare, please give us a call. One of the areas I didn't really touch on was our sexual integrity program and post-abortion care that is run by our client services director, Leanne Dunley. She also has the name Leanne, and that can be a little bit confusing. Leanne started volunteering here in 2008, and in 2014, she took on the role as client services director. When I started, I trained under Wanda Porter and Leanne Dunley, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to spend that time with both of them. In 2016, Leanne was approached by Pregnancy Care Canada to share her story of post-abortion healing. The Pregnancy Center was her bridge to healing. The video is titled Healing Conversations, Abortion in the Church, and I hope you enjoy that next. Thanks so much for joining us. Contact us anytime. Enjoy the rest of your night.
I had lost my virginity to rape. I also became very promiscuous. I drank a lot. I even wanted to die because I just didn't really care anymore. I got involved with a guy that was very abusive. And it was his child. I don't know, there was something missing inside me. I was taught Jesus' love and learned a lot of Bible verses, but it just didn't seem to really hold. I didn't really encounter it.
Well, I think the Lord has a way of bringing all of us to the end of our rope, whatever it is. There's a silly little saying that gets bandied about in Christian circles, that God will never give you more than you can handle. And I think that's false. I think God consistently gives us more than we can handle. Well, we think we handle a lot, but it's by the Lord's strength.
I went to my family to ask for help. And my mom said I was on my own. I shamed her. I ended up having the abortion, and I ended up in the hospital. And I was devastated. And so I didn't really care about life too much. But I knew God was still there, no matter what.
The Lord has a gracious way of putting circumstances into our life where it's well beyond us. We don't know what to do. Take Israel marching to the Red Sea, Egyptian army behind them, Red Sea in front of them. Why does God take them there? Well, he takes them there because he's going to display his glory and display his power.
When I started going to church again, this lady was sharing about the Crisis Pregnancy Center. And her and I started talking a little bit, and for the first time in my life, I felt safe to share my story.
All of us have sinned. And that's why, as a pastor, you can speak very freely about these things, because I'm going to talk about other sins other days. And I'm going to offer the same gospel hope. So the more that's in the life of the church, where we're being honest about sin and we're being honest about the gospel, the more freely these things are spoken about.
I think that likely, as I felt as a physician, many pastors know that it's a hard discussion point and that perhaps some women don't want to talk about it. And so maybe they back off and they don't actually discuss it from the pulpit. In failing to do that, I think it gives the sense to women that it actually isn't a subject that is welcome to be discussed in the church. In order for the church to be a safe place, there needs to be opportunity for the pastor to speak about abortion, but also for people who have gone through this journey and found healing and freedom in Christ to actually share their stories.
If you're a pastor, you need to assume that there are women in your church who have had an abortion. Statistically speaking, it's almost inevitable, as sad as that is. And so when you speak about that issue, you need to speak with the tone and the compassion that represents that she's sitting right there in front of you, even if you don't know who she is. I think there's a couple of things that churches could do so that their church becomes a safe place to talk about these things and give hope. One is learning to speak about the issue in a balanced way. What was super helpful to me was getting involved with our local pregnancy care center and then being able to call up Linda, the director, and say, how do I talk about this? Please teach me. I don't know how to say these things in the proper way.
That was where the light came back. That's where I started to encounter that hope. It was going to be okay. There is a lot of women and men and family members that have encountered this, that are dying inside. Be a voice. Break the silence. There is hope and healing in it.
This concludes our evening together. Again, I want to thank you so much for being with us to the very end, for listening, for offering your support in many different ways. I hope you were able to also share a meal as you were watching this video. We couldn't provide it for you this year, unfortunately, but we hope to do so again next year and in the years to come. Please continue to support us, continue to do everything you can to show the goodness that exists in the human spirit and the kindness that is so needed in our world today. I want to thank the board of directors and all those volunteers, countless volunteers, who continue to help give their time and energy in this important work. And of course, I want to thank you. You may not be able to give much of your time, but maybe you can assist us by simply promoting the mission and the work of the Pregnancy Center and supporting us financially. Thank you so much. God bless you, and we'll see you next year.